let's have a little look at filters.
Wait. Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. And if this is your first time here, I'm the big fella that is the Scruffy trader. And it must be true because it says so on my coffee cup. Because we all know Scruffy likes it, coffee. And he does. He likes the charts as well. But how do I perform and be consistent in the charts? Well, it's because I do use filters. And filters are basically what the markets are. Because if you think about what you're trying to do, you're trying to find the best entry and exit. How do you do that? You eliminate certain elements. You're filtering down. So initially, on a morning, what I'm first doing is I'm filtering out the assets, the products. And how do I do that? Well, I do it through a series of sort of visual checks in a spreadsheet. But I also sort of keep a heads up for the guys. So let me show you what I'm kind of talking about. Now, each morning I make up this sheet, and as you saw, that went in at 7:20 this morning. So the guys know the basket of pairs that I'm looking at, which ones are the majors, and if it's got an anchor chart and a good or some comment in here, it's worth looking at because these will move regardless. They can see the strongest and the weakest, and then the change of strength over the last time period, right? Now, this is a good basis to get you started on a morning. Now, you don't have to do it as complicated as this. You might only have a few products. I have a window of the world where I have 8 products on it, and if I don't really want to go through the markets, I will just look at that 8. But this will tell me if there's any major moves through the night, you know. And you can find plenty of websites that do this. FinViz do it. They'll show you the strongest and the weakest on the Forex tab. So it's nice and easy. But I go a bit further than that because I then start looking for biases. Now, this was 7:15 this morning. It's telling me there's no trades available. There's a number of reasons. One, it's coming up into the open. But 2, the conditions weren't there in the first place. So you wait. You wait till 9 o'clock, the next hourly close. Then and as I've done this morning, it's now 10:10. I've waited till 10 o'clock for it to come through. But what I've done is I've gone through this basket and I've picked out the best, right? The ones that seem to suit my needs. Come through, coming up, and then finally we get to 10 o'clock, right? Now, I haven't entered the market yet. Why? Because all it's doing is showing me which markets to look at. Now, just because I'm looking at it within a time period doesn't mean to say it's ready to trade. It's just saying it's time to look for a trade. And you do that each hour because another filter is time. I filter into time segments, and those segments are 1 hour. So if I see it and it looks like it's ready to pop, then I'll keep an eye on it for an hour and see if I can find a trade, a decent entry, because you've got to have your entry criteria. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you have it there. Personally, I like to bounce off levels and things like that. But you might like to bounce off a moving average. You might have a money flow index. You might like to see a volume spike, although I don't understand why anybody would, because the candle will tell you what the volume spike is anyway. But anyway, let's have a little look at this. So if I pop that sheet back up, just for you to have a quick look at, it's telling me the DAX is ready. There's nothing to look at on cable. Aussie dollar's okay. Euro dollar's okay. And it's telling me to wait on the Aussie CAD. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through these products and we'll have a look to see what's there. Okay, so let's flick the screens back on and you look down in the bottom corner where the mouse is, you should be able to see that it's the 10 o'clock candle and it's today, 12th of July, because I like to keep things relevant. And I don't come off cameras. So what you see is what I see. Okay. But we'll start at the beginning with the Aussie CAD. Now it's telling me to wait. Now why would it be telling me to wait? Because it's kind of not really showing any signs either way. In other words, it's ranging, but it's ranging really tight. But the Aussie CAD is kind of quiet on the morning session anyway, right? Because they're going to bed, sleep. So what happens is that might wake up probably this afternoon. So it's worthwhile waiting, but it is something to keep an eye on because it's very close to this level. We've had a strong drive down, a bit of consolidation into this. So there could be a good breakout trade here to the upper side because there's plenty of room. If it's going to the downside, well, I'll just have to wait and see. But at this moment, anything could happen. So what's the best thing to do? Just don't look at it at all. Filter it out. So that kind of answers that one. And we look at euro dollar. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. Now it's saying it's a buy. Okay. Now I can understand why it's a buy because that has been sustained. But what we've got to remember is the euro dollar is its all-time lows. So the news is helping me filter this one at the moment. So I'm only going to enter this if it's on a level. But at the minute, it's nowhere near. All right, could go either way because bang in the middle. So what do I do with this? Do I decide to go with it or just hang fire? Well, I think a good buy opportunity is probably on the horizon, but this can tank down. So I would wait. I would just keep an eye on this and see what's going on. Now, if I drop it to a 15 minutes so I can see what's going on, that is steadily moving down. So I may be wanting to buy this, but certainly not at this moment in time. Okay. It'll be down here because it's not next to a train station. What's the next one? Aussie. Okay. Now it's telling me this could be a good buy. All right. I can certainly see why that would be. We've got a strong drive. It's slowed down considerably because we're now starting to see the greens come in. It's bouncing in and around these levels and it can work its way down. So I'll be interested either down here or a break of here. So that's what I'm interested here. Let's have a look, see what the 15 minutes having to say for itself. Well, there's your drive and you can see it's slowing down and there's lots of greens coming into it. So yes, there is an opportunity here, but I'll have to wait for it. Cable. Well, again, it's in the middle of the ground. It's telling you to sell. So I'd be looking to sell it up here, but it's telling me there's no trade on it just yet because there's too much pressure kicking around and we can't really gauge it off anything. So let it retrace on itself, then sell it. So that's why it's telling you there's no trade. And then finally we come to the DAX. And again, this is a buy, but I'll hang fire on this one as well. Why is that? Because it's right on a level. We know levels can hold these things back. Move it backwards. So what's happened here is for all the products have been filtered out, I've then stepped away and I'm looking at the asset itself. And then I'm making an informed choice as to whether or not I want to trade it. Now, within this next hour, we'll watch it and see what it does. Now, this might spill into the next hour. That's why patience pays off. So what I'll do is I'll just keep half an eye on the chart As you can see, I've got nothing running, and that's what we did yesterday. So I don't really need to go mad because I did 2 days worth of trades yesterday. You know, I only look for 200 quid a day. So that's what I'll do. So I'll knock the camera off for now, but once I come into it to trade, I'll just leave it on as committed. Okay, so I'll catch you soon.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, we're back. And if I pull up the filter, we're about to go into market. If you just bear with me. There we are here. So 11 o'clock, it's pulled out 2 trades, which is cable and Aussie US. That's a C, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm only bothering with this. So it's filtered down into one market, and we're about to go into that market now. So I'm just going to put a buy in. Just like so. Boom. Right, okay. So we're in. So now I need to kind of manage the trade. It's a little bit sharp, this. What I should have done is I should have looked at it at 5 o'clock, but 5 o'clock, 11 o'clock rather, and sort of get it ready. But as usual, I just stepped out a second. Anyway, so we're in. We're at a good position. So now what are we doing? We're targeting the upper area, which is around here, just about there, just for argument's sake. Okay, give that a bit. But we're also going to do a little bit of scruffy madness and staging. And all that means is if the price comes against me a little bit, I'll enter into it and then move forward. But it's a very, very simple premise. And normally these videos during the week, they're just there to show you what I get up to and consistency. Okay. And then if you've got any questions, drop me in the comments below. If you want to see how it's done, do pop along to the Scruffy squad and you'll see exactly how the entries are made up, how the charts are made up, and off we trot. So let me play this out and then I'll come back to you and we'll see if it's good, bad or indifferent. But if I can get sort of 10 pips out of it, so anything over 50 quid is a good day, because I'm ahead of the game at the moment. And there we are, it's just popping in right now. But I'll drop it down onto a 5-minute chart to sort of analyze. As the sheet was popping out earlier on, it was telling you it was going to be a buy. I wanted the break of this. There's the break. That's the second confirmation candle. And there's the entry. Simple stuff. All right. But ideally, down here would have been nicer. Good stuff. There you go, boys and girls. Job is done by filtering. filtered it down, filter, 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 constantly. Now, also within the filter, it can help you get out and pull break evens, things like that. Now, that is what you saw me do. That Australian trade. I only wanted 50 quid or 100 quid. I think we can safely say I smashed that. Now, with the guys talking about it as well and sort of trying to explain where things are. Because as I'm going through, if I pull up the bias, you see it changed to a sell at noon, but I was already committed into the trade from 11 o'clock, which was a buy. Okay. Now, what happens at that point is you need to sort of think about what if it does change altogether. Talking of change, you getting change?
No, what?
Very summary, no? Very summary.
Waiting for the sun to come back out.
Oh, is that right? Sorry, get back to this. Go back to the Forex chart. So, yeah, at the top of each hour, I'm checking the condition. And if the sentiment is changing, I'll either get out or take some profit. Well, that's what I did. I started watching it, pulled in everything so that so much should be taken off and leave a little runner. Why? Because it could reverse. And if it's going to reverse, I'm going to give my profit back. Who wants to do that? Nobody. So, another good day. That's me finished for the day. And that's the other part. What else can you filter out of this? Well, once you've been paid, you stop. That's a filter. And can't get any better than that, because love of my life here always wants to do something. So I have to sort of, well, make the time. So is that a filter? It's time a filter. Mm-hmm. Do I ever have time for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, filtered my time for her. How good is that? And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to enjoy our lunch. Today's great. If you saw yesterday's, it was a train wreck. It was horror. I was frightened. I was genuinely frightened. But today we've been to Greg's. Fantastic. And for those of you who don't know what Greg's is, it's fantastic bakers here that keeps me in my fantastic physique. You've got a good physique, haven't you? You can take your clothes off. Well, we know then.
Not that hot.
I did well last year, you know. I kept on going at it to get a gold bikini. And she always said no, but then eventually she did. So it's not happening, is it? Anyway, as always, boys and girls, trade well, keep your risk managed. Do filter everything out. But above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.